that a cultural phenomenon comes along and has everyone jumping on the collab bandwagon. We saw it with Toy Story, we saw it with Game of Thrones, and now we're seeing it with Stranger Things. What began back in 2016 as a cool 80s show with a creepy meme font has exploded into a titanic cultural hit. More than 40 million Netflix subscribers watched the show in its first 4 days. But with shows like Stranger Things, people don't just consume the stories anymore. They also drink Stranger Things Coke. They ride Stranger Things bikes. They eat Stranger Things Eggos like 11. And of course, they buy Stranger Things sneakers. A couple weeks back, Nike teamed up with the Hawkins Squad for a retro release of Blazer, Cortez, and Tailwind colorways. More than 2,000 combined pairs have resold on StockX since the release, with the Stranger Things Blazer outselling the other 2 colorways by more than 2 to 1. And the Blazer led the way in price premiums too, reselling for more than 40% above retail, while the Tailwind and Cortez flipped for just 20% over retail. So, if you want to relive the 1980s in style, put on some Public Enemy, dust off your old Reaganomics textbook, and cop a pair of Stranger Things kicks today. What's crazier than a $100 box of cereal? Well, lately, it's the price premiums on all 3 of Travis Scott's sneaker collabs. The Travis Scott Jordan 1 that released this past spring has already gained nearly 40% in resale value in the past 2 months alone, rising from $900 in May to over $1,200 in July. Meanwhile, last year's Travis Scott Jordan 4s and Air Force One sales have also been skyrocketing, with resale prices rising 50% and 70% over the past 6 months. And my man hasn't dropped a single record. I mean, the hook on Chopsticks is fire, but how is he keeping this momentum going? Give us a leak, Travis. I need a leak to the streets. The last 2 weeks of NBA free agency have been absolutely wild. Kawhi and PG are putting on a sunscreen in La La Land. Katie and Kyrie joining the trust fund vegan hipster scene in Brooklyn. And Jimmy Butler preparing to inflict a new round of Hannibal Lecter mind games on a whole new roster down in Miami. We haven't seen a change in power structure this sudden since the end of the Cold War. And while the superstars are busy creating a new world order, Supreme has us nostalgic for an older, simpler league, with last week's release of official NBA headbands, which dropped alongside the snorkel set and fishing lures in the final week of their spring-summer season. It's been a while since the headband style was in full effect, but back in the early aughts, everyone was wearing them. Who could forget Perfect Score era Darius Miles, or Malice at the Palace Jermaine O'Neal, or Bonzi, Zach, Sheed, hell, the entire Jailblazer squad. But look, you don't have to punch a Pistons fan or fail a mandated drug test to rock this look. For just around $60 on StockX, you can cop a red or black Supreme headband today. Now, meanwhile, Cactus Plant Flea Market released a capsule with Stussy, and these shirts and tees have been moving major volume for such a relatively small and newer brand. But this isn't the first big hit for CPFM. Let's not forget the women's exclusive Vapor Maxes, which have been reselling for more than 2 times retail on average, with larger sizes going for literally thousands of dollars. And that CPFM hoodie from earlier this year has been flipping for double retail as well. So, is CPFM the next brand to come with the Midas touch? Will we start seeing Cactus Plant capsules ranking among brands like Kith, Palace, and Bape? Be sure to sound off in the comments what you take. And free Rocky while you at it. To the week ahead! For those of you who got burned sending your Bitcoin to Virgil's Instagram hack earlier this week, Yeezy is coming through with a drop that's actually real. After calling Yeezy the Lamborghini of shoes, Ye and the 3 Strike Gang are not lifting their foot off the gas pedal as we get another addition to the 350 V2 lineage with the Lundmark colorway. Dropping on July 13th, this is another regional exclusive that is releasing only in North America and Latin America in both reflective and non-reflective colorways. Don't sleep or you'll miss this cop for sure. Literally, don't sleep. These reflectives drop in some weird times. Speaking of no sleep, Stranger Things is back destroying our eyeballs and our wallets as the Netflix series drops their second line of Nike throwbacks on July 12th. Be on the lookout for this OG pack, which includes Nike Cortez, Blazer, and Tailwind pairs in some patriotic colorways. As for streetwear, nothing is dropping, so save your crusty ass dollars. Last but not least, shout out to this week's Market Watch Comment of the Week winner, Harry Grizz. Just know that I'm willing to test my strength out anytime, any place. So don't get gassed up in them comments, bruh. It's like, no, enjoy that StockX credit, my man. It's all love this way. Y'all, that's all for this week. For more StockX market insights, like and subscribe to us here. Follow StockX on Instagram and Twitter. And if you plan to cop any of this heat that we speak this weekend, let us know what in the comments below. We'll be sure to show you some love.